year was 2017. That's when the Most High Yah chose to reveal to me who He is by name. And through further study, I realized His spirit is actually called the Ruach. And this is what the Ruach gave me. Check it. Knock, 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 there's something trying to get in my soul. My brain is cloudy, I'm feeling like this thing getting old. It's too late for excuses, made this bed I'm laying on. Bruises, got scrapes and scars. Forget that money, jewelry, and cars. Take time to think, stay clear of all the clubs and the bars. Cause time running out, before you know the sky will be open. And then when you look, all you gon' see is mountains of smoking. Yeah, it's true, so trust your instincts. Sometimes you gotta chill, lay back, and stop and think. Cause these streets ain't playing. Slim then again, they play for keeping. You slip up and lose that grip, you guaranteed to end up sleeping 6 feet deep. You on your back, I hope that bag was packed. It's a long trip. If you ain't right, your butt ain't coming back. There's no second chance, no round two. The buck stops here. You shouldn't have listened when you let the devil spit in your ear. But you did. Anyone, he told you shoot, you bust that gun. He said take, so you took. He read your butt just like a book. He said run, you started moving out here, cruising for a bruising, guaranteed to end up losing. If you're choosing not to fight, just let y'all elevate our mind, and then you do what's right, straight up. Yeah, the syrup flow about me. Young knucklehead brother from that D.C. Preserved by Yah through His mercy. And now I'm taking this journey. I got my eyes on eternity. I'm rolling the sea. Yeah, how was shot. This syrup flow about me. This young knucklehead brother from that D.C. Preserved by Yah through His mercy. And now I'm taking this journey. I got my eyes on eternity. I'm rolling the sea. Yeah, how was shot. I started life off weird. Couldn't find out from my mom I wasn't supposed to be here. She had an IUD, and just in case you didn't know, when she removed that thing, this little egg was supposed to go, but this little soldier held on, and I've been holding ever since on to the truth that has kept me from wholly falling off this fence. He keeps me sane in the midst of nonsense. When my mind starts slipping, bring me back in suggestion to Him. His mercy's never ending. Got a story to tell you about this brother from D.C. Here to rock this world. And yeah, I'm reppin' Elohim, the same one, OJB. Big old that soldier that held on, still out here trying to find me, singing that same old boring song. I slipped and dipped when I had to, so coke and weed, and still I'm broke. I drank and smoked like a madman. I smoked until I choked, but now you see it's a joke. And trying to get back got me itching. In my mind I be rumbling, but still I'm ending up with stitches. Gotta get it together, cause like I said, He coming back. It's like no matter the weather, we gotta prepare for an attack. Whether we winning or losing, people, we gotta stop boozing. No more sniffing and choking, no more sticking and poking. The spirit is ready and willing, and we both jangling and chilling, making y'all look like a punk while that punk devil here stealing. We hood proud here to tell you that we're making that move. We going hard with your holler, so just get with the groove. Sermonic flow is what He gave us. Spitting truth is a blessing. Big O, we came hard in this piece to teach the devil a lesson. And straight up, yeah, the syrup flow about me. Young knucklehead brother from the D.C. Preserved by Yah through His mercy. And now I'm taking this journey. I got my eyes on eternity. I'm rolling the sea. Yeah, how was shy. The syrup flow about me. Young knucklehead brother from that D.C. Preserved by Yah through His mercy. And now I'm taking this journey. I got my eyes on eternity. I'm rolling the sea. Yeah, how was shy. Shalom. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk 101, The Devil Exposed. I'm your host for the evening, Orlando Boyd. Brad is out of studio. We're gonna kick some real talk for a little bit. I'm gonna get out of here. Prayer requests. I know my cousin Sharon's mother is in the hospital. She's not doing too good. I ask that you, I don't know her mom's name. Just recently met her not that long ago. But her mother is in the hospital. Not sure which hospital, but just my cousin Sharon. Yeah, most time puts my cousin on your mind. Just lift up a prayer for her mother. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other individuals going through certain things that they could use the Most High's intervening on. My man Horse, that I've been asking you all to pray about, that had the surgery for the tumor that was on his brain. The surgery was a success. All praise to the Most High. He got a mean scar on the side of his head, but he's still with us. You know, brother Make, I told you I got shot. Seen him yesterday. All praise to the Most High. The brother moving around, he walking. He's still here. That's a blessing. And we all know what's going on in the world right now with this Russia-Ukraine stuff. And in all honesty, I hadn't really concerned myself with it too much, for real. But until I was riding past the gas station this morning, I saw the diesel gas was like $4.70 something. So I'm gonna ask the Most High to intervene in that situation, because I ain't got that type of money to be paying for gas. You know, people that got them tanks, seen that little combo. It's amazing how expensive as expensive as gas is right now. You got all these jokers just riding around the Beltway in a convoy or something, dealing with I don't know, vaccinations or some crazy mess that these very, very pale individuals got going on. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But the Most High's in control. We know exactly. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I personally believe that we don't have anything to concern ourselves with. But these gas prices will affect us because we have to drive. So unless you're going to walk everywhere, get a bike. So I'm rambling. Let me go ahead and just open up with a word of prayer. Ask the Ruach's presence to be here. And like I said, we're going to chop it up. Real talk for a little bit. And get out of here. Like here. Most High Yah, thank you for this opportunity. I pray that you be with Sharon's mother. She's in the hospital, and I don't think the doctors are giving her too much longer to be here. I'm not sure the details of the ins and outs, but I do know that you are the one in control of life and death, and neither takes place without your approval. I'm asking that you touch her mother's life, intervene wherever you see fit. At the same time, ask your will be done. Thank you for allowing Horse's surgery to be a success. We went up there, we petitioned your spirit to be present up there, what seems to be 2-3 months before it actually went down. And he's recovering. He's well, and I'm thanking you for that, as well as Make. You know, he got shot multiple times, and he's still here. Thank you for that blessing as well. Yeah, I'm praying that you be with your people who are here being affected by the stuff that's going on the world stage. We know your judgment is being passed on this world and on those who have oppressed your people. And I'm thanking you for the judgment, but it's affecting us. You said it's not going, 1,000 may fall by right and 10,000 on the left, but it's not going to come nigh thee. I'm thinking that means death. It's not going to come nigh us, but we've been affected by this stuff that's going on around the world. I'm not going to ask you to bring gas prices down. We'll ask you, though, to speed up the process of whatever it is that's taking place over there. I believe, there's never been a regime change or a shift in world governments without some bloodshed. We see examples of that all throughout Scripture. We're going to touch on that a little bit. I'm asking for your Ruach to be present with me, Yah, and may the people who have tuned in receive a blessing. Be with my family, be with Brad's family, be with the family that works at this station, all its affiliates. God, I ask you bless them as well. In Yahweh's name, Amen. So, don't have any scriptures. I don't have a game plan, never do. But I have been doing a lot of thinking about a lot of different things. More so the state that we're in, the mental state that a lot of true believers are in right now. Some are high, some are low, some are right in the middle. Some are like a roller coaster up and down as the Most High reveals certain aspects of truth that, when he turns the light on or when he pulls the curtain back on certain issues or about certain things where you have felt one way about it your whole life, thought one way about it your whole life, and all of a sudden you're required to literally think the opposite way. It isn't the easiest thing to do, but it can be a little scary because it requires change, and we don't like changing necessarily. But I had an interesting conversation with my sister last night, and she put some stuff on my mind. I don't remember everything we talked about, and I knew I was driving, so I couldn't really write anything down. But basically, it was like what I gathered from what she was telling me, like we don't really understand the type of power that we actually possess, because we speak negatively so much, or almost in opposition to the Ruach, the Most High Spirit. We keep ourselves. This is what I got. I'm not gonna say this is what she said verbatim, but that we keeping ourselves from progressing like we should because of our own mindsets and our own attitudes towards life, or towards people, towards ourselves. Like I've said plenty of times on this broadcast, Yahweh is not a magician. If you think about this thing literally, change is coming. It is coming. Change has come. It ain't coming, it's come. But we gotta act on it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta claim it and spiritually and literally walk into it. Confident that Yahweh is gonna bless whatever it is you're doing, and thank him as you're doing it, whatever it may be. She gave me a lot of good insight. I didn't agree initially. That's why sometimes you need to shut up and listen to a person instead of thinking you know what they're saying or processing it the way you think they mean it, as opposed to just letting them explain and express and share with you their thoughts on a particular thing. And it's a constant, it's a battle, it's a struggle sometimes, because, the enemy speaks in first person, the shaitan. He constantly will have you thinking, you know that already. You know that. And you may have heard it, or you may agree with the concept, but you may not have heard it from that person, from that person's perspective, or from whatever feelings that person has towards whatever the subject is. So I had to be quiet and listen. And as I listened to my little sister, she made me proud the way she understands and has, moved into womanhood and motherhood. A little nephew to me, he's gonna be sharp. He's already sharp. Ain't no gonna be. He's destined for greatness. He's been chosen by the Most High. That's just the bottom line. We all have been. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to think of myself too much more highly than anybody else. But the truth of the matter is, if we're royalty, we're kings and queens, the bottom line is we are better than a lot of people that are around us. I don't mean you gotta be arrogant. I don't mean you gotta be cocky. But the truth of the matter is, we are better than them. It's just our circumstances are different. They stole a lot. A lot of what they possess and what they display is fake. It's not real. We're real. We just are what we are. And because the Most High picked us, he chose us, there's nothing they can do about it. And they hate that. They've been trying to destroy us. By them, I mean the enemies of the Most High's people and his enemies as well. Whether they're white, black, blue or green, yellow, olive, whatever. That's them. They, the powers that be, the spiritual wickedness in high places, and the flesh and blood that those spiritual wicked things occupy. But Yahweh picked us. So we don't have anything to worry about. We have nothing to worry about. You know, my mind went back to being a kid. Because I've been doing a lot of thinking about like why I am the way that I am. How did I get to this place mentally? You know, I look at a lot of things that people do around me. I look at a lot of things that I do, and it's just mind-boggling. You know, how little control people display in their own actions, in their own words, and in their own thoughts. And you really don't have a lot of control over what you think about. You know, you can rebuke stuff as it tries to enter your mind, or you can constantly have something in your ear trying to keep certain thoughts from coming, but it's kind of hard to like stop yourself from thinking about stuff. You know what I'm saying? The enemy placed thoughts in our minds, and so is the Most High. But the stuff I be thinking about, I be feeling like on another level sometimes. I don't always share my thoughts. Sometimes people look at me like I'm crazy. And other times it's just like you're wasting your breath. So, but when the Most High does give me somebody that I can express some of my thoughts to, he always gets the credit. You know, he does what it is he intends to do. And vice versa, when I lend my ear to individuals genuinely, he gets the credit and I get a blessing out of the situation, like with my sister yesterday, for example. But I look at how I got to this point. You know, she uses terms like, you know, we gotta, like our vibrations and, you know, this frequency that we're on, you know, it needs to be on a positive level. You know, Jeanette was saying something today about like she stays away from negative energy. I probably radiate more negative energy than I know, because my face is generally always balled up. You know, people was asking me yesterday, man, you all right though? You all right? I mean, I thought I was all right. No, I mean, I was irritated. I wasn't sick or nothing, but it shows on my face, you know, and I try to keep my face normal, whatever that is. And that's another thing that I'm gonna go into, what it is to be normal, what normality is. And, you know, but the way we were raised, is that we was raised, by we, I mean, speaking about myself and anybody that was raised like me, I would call you ex-Adventists. We were raised really to fake in the front, to act a certain way at church or around other people. And then when we're home, you know, daddy may smoke cigarettes, mama may drink a glass of wine, you know, might be some music listened to that's suggestive. But at church, you present this front. So there's like a lot of stuff that comes with church. The concept of church is fake, you know? That's what I've come to learn. Religion is a front for demonic control to a certain extent. It's spirituality, though, that Yahweh desires. He said he wants us to worship him in spirit and truth, not religious doctrine and propaganda. Spirit and truth, spirit and truth. The two go hand in hand. You can have one and not the other. You're incomplete. You can have a willing spirit and not the truth. Or you can have access to the truth, but your spirit ain't right. You need both to successfully connect with Yahweh. But I asked Jeanette this week, you know what I'm saying, she didn't feel normal. What is normal? What does normal even look like? I had to look it up. I had to look the word up, normal. Because truth of the matter is, nothing is normal anymore. Nothing's normal, and it's not gonna go back to normal. And that does make us, that produces a certain feeling. You know, when you're used to things being a certain way, or you may want things to be a certain way, normalcy, normal. So this, I looked it up on my phone at the time. I didn't have my dictionary in front of me. So this is my first time reading this. According to an established standard is normal. According to an established standard, rule, or principle, conforming to a norm, regular or natural. Second one, serving as a standard, norm, or rule. So, and it goes into some other areas where the word may be used. So, according to an established standard, who established the standard that we thought was normal? Because, truth be told, if we tried to live like our ancestors lived, that would be extremely difficult. We have no knowledge of how to work the land, how to, barter with each other without currency. We don't, even though they may have had some monies back then, but the way our people lived, who are documented in this right here, even if the option or the opportunity was given for us to move into that way of life, we wouldn't want it because they're comfortable. They didn't have cell phones, they didn't have cars, they didn't have the internet. There were no Wegmans or Whole Foods or BJ's or Costco. They didn't have access, but they were wealthy. And then again, maybe they did. I don't know, but I know those stores weren't around. I'm pretty sure of that. But they were wealthy. They had a lot of sheep, a lot of cattle. Servants. Abraham had servants. He was wealthy. Yahweh blessed him. He was his faith was accounted to him for righteousness. And then there was a congregation. So everybody, I don't think, lived the same way in those times. But if we were given an opportunity to go back there, would we want it? Because it would require change. It would require what we view as normal to no longer be a thing, And I don't know if we're wrapping our minds around that things are not going back to the way they used to be. You shouldn't want them to. Too many people just geeking to get back in church because that's what they got they fix at. They were scared to drink, they were scared to smoke, so they went to church to get high. You better get you some weed. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry. But that was their fix. That was their drug of choice. Church. And church has its established rules, normalcy. Normalcy, the state or quality of conforming to the usual and established standard. So, according to an established standard, rule or principle, conforming. That word is used in normal and normalcy, conforming. Doesn't the scripture say, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transferred by the renewing of your mind? But we want to think the same way and go back to stay in the same old nonsense. Conform. C-O. Conform. What does it mean to conform? I'm not going to look up every single word. Conform to a standard. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh will lift up a standard against him. So Yahweh has a standard. But so does the world. We want to conform to what the world's standard is, though. Conform. Conform. L-M-N-O. Conform. To make like or similar. Bring into harmony with, as a pattern, standard, etc. Be ye not in harmony with this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So once we start really focusing and looking at this truth that Yahweh has given us, then we don't have to concern ourselves with being normal or conforming to the standards of the world that we've been subject to by way of slavery, by way of being punished. Because of punishment, the sentence has been served. So you've been locked up 400 years, you're going to think a certain way. They call it being institutionalized. You're going to think a certain way, but now you're free. You're not going to automatically come out and think along the way or the lines that beings like you thought before this incarceration period. Our minds are nothing like our ancestors' minds. We have no knowledge of ourselves like they had of themselves. We're slaves. We're ex-slaves. But even even when slavery first ended, more people were probably willing to go back to those plantations. You're talking about maybe three generations of people, 3 or 4 generations of people, living maybe to be 40, 50, 60 years old or whatever. That's all they knew was slavery. That's all they knew. Those were their jobs. And they might have got whooped. I don't think everybody probably didn't get beat like that. I don't think all slave masters were that. A lot of violent stuff happened because of the ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? Just the way that the race, the white race carried things back then. They were absent of Yah, but they were Christians. They were Christians. They probably had lynchings before church on Sunday and lynchings after church on Sunday, singing about Jesus. Speaking of that, I was thinking about some of the songs my mother used to have us sing as kids. I used to think she wrote these songs. I really did. And I don't know, maybe she did. I know she called them medleys. A little of this and a little of that and a little of this and a little of that. And, as children, I was probably 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere, all those years, probably 4 or 5 starting out singing these songs with my brothers, my 2 brothers and my sister, before of us. And we would play stuff in front of church or, family functions or whatever. And we would sing, because we could sing. My mother was blessed with musical capabilities. And my father can sing. He can hold a tune. He's vicious bass. But, we that's what we did. One of the songs that stood out, and I'm going to sing it, right? Let me get I'm going to sing it like a child would sing it. And I'm going to use the same terms that we were taught, the same terms that were etched into my being as a child that had an effect on my spirit and what I grew into by no blame. I tell my mother all the time, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't know no better in a lot of situations. And, it was needed. We had to come up the way we came up. But Yahweh had me remix it, and I'm going to let you hear that as well. I want you to understand something as far as what's going to be played. It's not mastered, it's not even mixed down. I never finished it because I wasn't sure about all the tonation and, my voice. And there's a lot of things that I wasn't certain about. The Most High told me go ahead and do. So just to see the transition is why I'm going to play it, because it's not finished. It really isn't. But she would have us sing these songs. It was a couple medleys. But one was Signs of the Time. It was, years of time have come and gone since I first heard it told. I'm singing like that because we would always sing in unison up until I think up until I turned 8. Whatever cradle roll age is, and the boy bust out with some harmony at one choir rehearsal. I can't remember. But years of time have come and gone since I first heard it told how Jesus would come again someday. If back then it seemed so real, then I just can't help but feel how much closer his coming is today. Signs of the time are everywhere. There's a brand new feeling in the air. Keep your eyes upon the eastern sky. Lift up your head, redemption draweth nigh. Then we went into lift up the trumpets and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. See, the whole thing was about Jesus coming back. Jesus coming back. That's what they kept banging in our head. Cheer up, you pilgrims, be joyful and sing. Jesus is coming again, coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again. Another little song sitting. Won't it be sad, so sad, when my Jesus come, like a slave, and you won't be ready. Sad, so sad, for it's gonna be too late. Now won't it be sad, so sad, when my Jesus come, and you won't be ready. Sad, so sad, for it's gonna be too late. Coming again, coming again. Jesus is coming again.
Watch the signs of the times, for he's coming again. Now, you got little kids singing this, right? Signs of the time are everywhere. You used to always hear about signs of the time. Signs is, time is winding up. But what we were anticipating was Jesus coming back. It was all geared towards Jesus coming back. So, cheer up, pilgrims, be joyful, sing. Jesus is coming again. Shout it. It's going to be sad. So sad. When Jesus come back, you ain't ready. Sad, so sad, because then it's going to be too late. And he's coming again. He's coming again. It's funny. It's such a vicious attack on our spirits, because how can something return that was never here? Come again that never was really there to begin with. You understand? And you're telling people if they don't get with this thing, it's going to be sad for them on the back end, because then it's going to be too late. As kids, growing up, I believed that. Believed it all the way up till I was 37. With all of my heart, with all of my soul, with all of my spirit, you couldn't tell me nothing in opposition. And imagine how that person, what happens to that person, how that affects that person when they find out that this Jesus that they have been taught to love and admire and appreciate is a fairy tale fabrication. Matter of fact, it's just a name. There was no being that went with that. Just a name that was inserted in the scripture where a real person, a real being existed, lived, is documented. You know what I'm saying? So when I found that out, needless to say, I was irritated, disgusted, which is why I speak the way I speak about Christianity, about Adventism, about Jesus, about church, because you should have gave me all the information up front and let me make my own decision on whether I wanted to follow this propaganda or seek the truth. You know what I'm saying? And because that option was not given and my hand was forced, I say with extreme prejudice, to hell with all of that. Literally, to hell with all of that. And with that, I'm gonna ask my man Justin to play that track real quick. Again, keep in mind, it's not finished. It's just basic. It's me. It's my present day understanding and feelings towards that childhood medley that I sang for you.
Yeah, a time to come and go send somebody here to tell me. Yeah, I wish I was coming back again someday. Yeah. And if back then it seemed so real, then homeboy, I just can't help but feel how much closer it's coming is today. Hey. Yeah. I said yes, a time to come and go send somebody here to tell me. Yeah, I wish I was coming back again someday. Yeah. And if back then it seemed so real, homeboy, I just can't help but feel how much closer it's coming is today. Hey. Yeah. I say, signs of the time are everywhere. There's a brand new feeling in the air. If back then it seemed so real, but then I just can't help but feel how much closer it's coming is today. Hey. Yeah. I say signs of the time are everywhere. Yeah. There's a brand new feeling in the air. Keep your eyes upon the eastern sky. And if back then it seemed so real, then homeboy, I just can't help but feel how much closer is coming is today. I say, signs of the time are everywhere. There's a brand new feeling in the air. Keep your eyes upon the eastern sky. Lift up your head, redemption draweth nigh. Sad, so sad, when Yahweh shall come and you won't be ready. Sad, so sad, or it's gonna be too late. How won't it be sad, so sad, when Yahweh shall come and you won't be ready. Sad, so sad, for it's gonna be too late, for he is coming again. Mashiach is coming again. Yahweh Shai is coming again. Watch the signs of the time, for he's coming again.
Psalm 29 in the Tanakh, a Psalm of David. Render unto Yahweh, you sons of the powerful. Render unto Yahweh honor and might. Render unto Yahweh the honor due his name. Bow to Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. The voice of Yahweh is upon the waters. The Elohim of glory thunders. Yahweh is upon vast waters. The voice of Yahweh comes in power. The voice of Yahweh comes in majesty. The voice of Yahweh breaks the cedars. Yahweh shatters the cedars of Lebanon. He makes them prance about like calf. Lebanon and Syrian, like young Re'emim. The voice of Yahweh cleaves with shafts of fire. The voice of Yahweh convulses the wilderness. Yahweh convulses the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Yahweh frightens the hinds and stripes and forest bare, while in his temple all will proclaim glory. Yahweh sat enthroned at the flood. Yahweh sits enthroned as king forever. Yahweh will give might to his nation. Yahweh will bless his nation with peace. His nation. His nation, he's going to give might to. His nation, he's going to give peace to, not the world. Not going to happen. Stop wanting things to go back to being normal. Not going to happen. And if it does for you, that means you ain't going to make it. Bottom line, flat out. Yes, Yahweh Shai is coming again. And the signs of the times are everywhere. I still believe what my mother taught me as a kid, which is all praise to the Most High. I believe in his spirit and truth now. So I told you I wasn't going to hold you long. We was going to have some real talk. And I was going to roll out. So, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Thank you for this opportunity, Yah. Say what you told me to say. There's a whole lot more I could probably sit here and talk about. But the truth of the matter is, we are living in the last days. And the signs of these times are everywhere. And it will be sad. So sad when you come back. And everybody ain't ready because they didn't care enough to know the truth about who you really are. It was cool with what was considered normal and conforming to the standard that was created by our flipping enemies, y'all. Help people to understand that. Have worshiping on the Sabbath and other things, laws, statutes, and commandments. But what this massive circus is that people love to get their money to, it's not of you. Help them to understand that. And if it's not for them to understand, Father, just, man, look. The stage has been set. The curtain has been pulled back, y'all. The play has been going on for quite some time. The last act. Last lap. I don't feel normal because I don't want to be normal. I'm constantly attacked. I'm aware of this, and thank you for your protection. Because without you, I would not be here. So protect those who are seeking you. Protect those who are looking for your return. For those who believe in your holy name, like the scriptures admonish us to do. For those who don't care to know, if you see fit, have mercy on them. If not, your will be done. Save us when you come, Yahweh. In Yahweh's name, amen. This has been Real Talk 101. The Devil Exposed. Catch us next Sunday, 2 to 4. May the Most High bless and keep you. Seek truth and not the traditions of men. Shalom.
Yeah, of time have come and gon' say somebody heard it told. Now your was coming back again someday. Yeah, yeah. And if back then it seemed so real, then homeboy I just can't help but feel how much closer it's coming is today. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah, yes it is. Of time have come and gon' say somebody heard it told. How your was coming back again someday. Yeah, yeah. And if back then it seemed so real, homeboy, I just can't help but feel how much closer his coming is today. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, I say signs of the time are everywhere. There's a brand new feeling in the air. If back then it seemed so real, but then I just can't help but feel how much closer his coming is today. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah, I say signs of the time are everywhere, yeah. There's a brand new feeling in the air. Keep your eyes upon the eastern sky. Yeah. Years of time have come and gone since somebody heard it told. How your was coming back again someday. Yeah, yeah. And if back then it seemed so real, then homeboy I just can't help but feel how much closer is coming is today. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. I say signs of the time are everywhere. There's a brand new feeling in the air. Your eyes upon the eastern sky. Lift up your head, redemption draweth nigh. Yeah, yeah. Wanna be sad, so sad. Mashiach is coming again. Yahweh is coming again. Watch the signs of the times, for he's coming.